Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I will present my thesis entitled Archetypal Criticism Reflected on Archetype Myth and Symbols in Damien Chazelle's La La Land movie. First, introduction, background of the study. Archetypal criticism is a theory used to analyze a meaning of archetype, myth, and symbol based on repeated studies of symbolic and mythic patterns. Archetypes refer to the character of the mythic symbol. Second problem. For this research, the researcher finds two problems. First problem, what are the types and meanings of archetype myth that exist in the movie? Second, how are the types and meanings of symbols reflected in the movie? Third objective of the study, first to find out and to analyze the types and meanings of archetype myth that exist in the movie. Second, to find out and to analyze the type and meaning of symbols reflected in the movie. Synopsis of La La Land movie and biography of Damien Chazelle. La La Land is a musical film that contains elements of drama, romance, and comedy. Ryan Gosling plays Bastian Weir and Emma Stone plays Mia Dolan. Damien Chazelle. Damien Chazelle was born in the capital of the United States of Rhode Island, Providence on January 19, 1985. Damien Chazelle is a graduate of Arts, Film and Visual Studies program in Harvard University. Damien Chazelle is director and screenwriter of La La Land movie. Through this movie, Damien Chazelle and his team won 6 awards out of 14 nominations at the Academy Award. From the 6 award wins, one of them is Best Director award. Review of related literature. Previous studies. First, Nugroho et al. In 2014, entitled Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Sea of Monsters. Second, Danarko, 2016, entitled The Archetypal Analysis in Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Popular culture. Popular culture is the set of practices, beliefs, and objects that embody the most broadly shared meanings of a social system. Movie. Movie are pictures or photographs that move in series, which contain the voices of the characters to support the story, which aims to entertain or influence the viewer's mind. Archetype myth. Archetype myth is a symbol, usually an image, which recurs often enough in literature to be recognizable as an element of one's literary experience as a whole. Archetypal pattern and myths associated with seasonal cycle of spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Spring related with comedy. Comedy in spring showing report of hero who experiences renewal of life in which these elements of society would block the hero or overcome. Summer related with romance. The essential element of plot in romance is adventure, which means that romance is naturally a sequential and processional form. Romance is dialectical has means everything is focused on a conflict between the hero and his enemy. Autumn related with tragedy. In for tragedy, the main characters are emancipated from dream, and emancipation, which is at the same time a restriction, because the order of nature is present. Winter related with irony and satire. Irony is consistent both with complete realism of content and with the expressions of attitude on the part of the writer. Satire demands at least a target fantasy, a content which the reader recognizes as grotesque and at least an implicit moral standard, the latter being essential in a militant attitude to experience. Archetypal criticism is primarily concerned with literature as a social fact and as a mode of communication. Slickly, the analogy produces for myth, comedy, romance, tragedy, and irony, and satire. It is also called realism. Dialectically, it is produces an upward and downward movement between innocence and experience, apocalypse and nature, the ideal and the actual, the comic and the tragic. Tragedy and comedy contrast rather than blend, and so do romance and irony. On the other hand, comedy blends insensibly into satire at one extreme and into romance at the other. Romance may be comic or tragic. Tragic extends from high romance to bitter and ironic realism. The top half of the natural cycle is the world of romance and the analogy of innocence. The lower half is the world of realism and the analogy of experience. There are thus four main types of mythical movement within romance, within experience, down and up. The downward movement is the tragic movement, the hair of fortune falling from innocence toward hamartia, and from hamartia to catastrophe. The upward movement is the comic movement, from threatening complications to a happy ending, and a general assumption of post-death innocence in which everyone lives happily ever after. Symbol. First, symbol as a motif and sign. Symbols as motif and sign represent the types of significations which are manifested by literal and descriptive phases, respectively. Second, symbol as image. Symbol as an image is included in the formal phase. Third is symbol as archetype. The narrative archetypal aspect is called myth, while the important content is called dianoia. Fourth, symbol as monad. Symbol as a monad is included in the anagogic phase. Research method. The researchers, for this research using qualitative descriptive research method, primary data, the conversation between the main characters in La La Land movie. Secondary data, archetypal criticism theory by Northrop Frye from his book entitled Anatomy of Criticism, 4 essays in 1957. Technique of collecting the data is read, understand, and watch. Next is technique of analyzing the data, identifying and interpreting. Findings and discussions, type and meaning of archetype myth. Winder. Winder, according to Northrop Frye, has the meaning of satire. Satire has the meaning of intelligence or humor and the ability to attack objects. It is based on strange or unreasonable feelings. The next meaning of Winder, according to Northrop Frye, is irony. Irony has the meaning of reality experience that are usually in the form of parodies or analogies. The meaning of winter two at once, namely irony and satire. For the meaning of the irony experienced by Sebastian is rejection, while the meaning of satire is shown by Sebastian Paul's innuendo about Sebastian music yonder. Spring. Spring, according to Northrop Frye, has comedic significance. It is related with young people and old people. Next is summer. Summer, according to Northrop Frye, has the meaning of romance. In this phase, romance, the character begins to establish a loving relationship. The other proof also found by researchers is a romance which shows complete innocence. The expression when enjoying the atmosphere that is pure. The meaning of the later romance is the completion of an ideal. Completion of an ideal has the meaning of the case being in the face of search and adventure. 4. According theory from Dr. Frye, 4 has the meaning of tragedy. Tragedy in the first proof which has the desperation. Winter. Winter in La La Land movie closes with a winter phase that means irony. It is shown with Mia and Sebastian meeting at Sebastian chess school. Findings and discussion, type and meaning of symbols. Symbol as a motif. Symbol as a motif has the meaning literal meaning. The literal meaning is written. Symbol as sign. The symbol as a sign has a descriptive meaning. In narrative movements, descriptive meaning is the relationship that the sequence of words has with the real circumstance that occur. Symbol as image. The symbol as image has a formal meaning. Formal meaning is a secondary imitation of an action. Symbol as archetype. Symbol as archetype have mythical meaning. Mythical meaning in questions is a ritual. Symbol as monet. Symbol as monet has an anagogic meaning. In the anagogic meaning is fully of units, rituals, and dreams. It is made dream can be accepted by society. Conclusion and suggestions for this research. Archetype might point in La La Land movie are reflected in four seasons, namely winter, spring, summer, and fall seasons. Winter has the meaning of irony and satire. Irony has the meaning that reality experiences that are usually in the form of parodies or analogies. In addition to the irony of other meanings in winter is satire. Satire here has the meaning of intelligence or humor and the ability to attack objects which are based on strange feelings or absurd things. Next, spring season has the meaning of comedy. Comedy in questions is related to young people and old people. Young people do not have social authority, meanwhile old people have social authority. Summer season has the meaning of romance. The meaning of romance here relates to loving relationship. Then, romance is also related to complete innocence pure, because they are not known about the world related to their dreams. The last season was a fall that had the meaning of tragedy. The meaning in tragedy itself relates to separation and decay. The symbol types contained in this movie are symbol as a motif, symbol as a sign, symbol as image, symbol as archetype, and symbol as monet. Symbol as a motif has the meaning that is a literal meaning. The literal meaning is a rhythm. Rhythm here shows the similarities between two people of different backgrounds. This rhythm becomes a motif about the feelings that arise between Mia and Sebastian. Symbol as a sign has descriptive meaning. Descriptive meaning is the relationship that the sequence of words has with the real circumstance that occur. Symbol as image means formal. Formal itself has the meaning of imitations of action. Symbol as archetype means mythical. Mythical is related to rituals. Rituals have two motifs that are natural, related to the seasons, and dialectical, derived from dreams. Symbol as a monad has an anagogic meaning. Anagogic meaning is a fully of units, rituals, and dreams, so it makes dream can be accepted by society. Suggestion for this study: researcher wanted can develop this research for the better and to show and inform readers about the type and meaning on archetype, myth, and symbols in La La Land movie based on orthography theory. The researcher hoped this study can be useful to aid the reader's insight into the type and meaning of archetype, myth, and symbols according to orthography theory. As for English literature students, the researcher hopes to be an inspiration for the topic of their thesis. And lastly, for other researchers, the researcher hopes to be a reference for their research paper or thesis. Thank you.